Alright, so we are back on the Ark Survival Evolved server, and yep, my outfit has changed again, and that is because it's been a little while since I've been able to record. We have been playing a lot. Sakala is here kind of crumpled up on the floor, and I believe that Nibah has just logged on. But if we take a look at our inventory here, we're level 44, and we're about halfway through it. So yeah, I apologize. I wish I could have recorded everything, but I had to go back to my regular work schedule, which leaves me some time to play in the evenings, but not really a good scenario for recording. But I'm going to talk a little bit about what we've accomplished in between the last episode, and the good news is there's more interesting things for us to do as we get higher in level. So you can see that we made some metal tools last time. We've added a few more to that. So we've got our primitive crossbow here. We have water jars. We've got a grenade, and I can't make those yet. I did get that out of one of the supply caches. We made ourselves a sickle, and of course the chitin armor looks really, really cool, especially when it's dyed black and red like that. And yep, our stats have gone up some. We can carry quite a bit now. We're at 200. And let's talk a little bit about what's going on with the base. So there's not a whole lot going on here. I don't believe this was in the last episode, this bookshelf. But mostly the rest of this looks pretty much the same as it was. And we have done some more taming and a little bit more building. So let's start with the taming. Over here we've constructed our little pen for the things that we're using as mounts. And if we go in here and take a look, let's get a little closer. You can see over here we've got Kestrel, who we tamed in the last episode. We've got Dodger, our little packy. And he's useful just for headbutting things. It's not he's not a very great harvester or anything. But the Doedicarus or Doedicerus or whatever this is supposed to be called, the roly-polies, they're pretty neat. And I got one of those last time. We've got our pair of pooping parasaurs. No, not parasaurs. Phiomias. And of course our parasaur from before. And we have some dire wolves. So we've got Bigby Wolf, Virginia Wolf, and Charlene the Wolf. And so all of these are great because they don't require saddles. You can just hop on them once you've tamed them, and they're really fast. So if we go out here and sprint, you can see exactly how fast they are. They can also jump really, really well, which is pretty nice, since so many dinos can't jump at all. That's pretty handy. They're really good in the cold weather environment. They're fast. They are good enough to get their own meat when they're killing stuff, so they're just very, very good mounts for us. And that is a T-Rex near our base, killing a Brontosaurus, or at least attacking one. I hope he loses, because then we can loot prime meat off the T-Rex. I think he's going to end up fighting both of those, but if he wins and comes over this way, we're going to be in for a world of hurt, so stay tuned. That could really ruin our day, but we're going to get on our boat just in case he does, because we've redone the boat a little bit, and we have a ballista on it now, and ballista bolts really will mess up a T-Rex pretty good. So let's go over here and see about getting this thing at least lined up so we could get a good shot on him if he comes over this way. So, out of the way of that, he's still attacking them. And now that we've got a better line on that, let's go up here. Ooh, that's bright. And hop in our ballista. Nope, not look at the inventory. Hop in it. And we're going to not shoot the Brontos. But we also don't want the Brontos to come over here and start swinging their tail and messing up our base. So, hopefully he's just running away. Looks like he is. And that T-Rex is... Whoop. Oh, I think we missed. There we go. Looks like we got it. Looks like Nibha actually got the killing blow with the arrow there. But that'll work. I don't really care who gets it. As long as he's dead, that's what we care about. Yeah. Yep, kill steal. You're absolutely right. So I think that's going to work. We're going to chop him up, see if we can get some prime meat and cook that up before it decays. Come on. No prime meat off of that. That's really sad. And unfortunately, no skull there either. So that's all right. We got some hide, we got some regular meat, and that turns us over to what we were going to talk about over here, which is our little hangar, I guess, or tower, where we're keeping our flying creatures. At level 35, you can make the saddles for the pteranodons, and so we've done that as well. Let's see, animal products. Put the hide in here. And let's go ahead and get some of this cooking, assuming we have some fuel in here. We've got some spark powder, that'll work. Like that. And we'll throw the extra raw meat in this chest to help feed any of our carnivores on this side. Yeah, it looks like they ate one already. So we've got Sky Crane, who's a level 3 RG. Not the best, but, you know, when you're flying up to Metal Mountain to bring down some materials, it's helpful to have one of the RGs that can follow you. And we've got our pteranodons are all around level 20. And I'm going to take Red Wing out so I can show you a little bit more about what's going on in the area. As long as I don't get knocked off when I get up here. Sometimes I do because of these dinos right in the way. How can I get... There we go. Get around her a little bit. These are really hard to position when you can't mount them. So trying to drag her around, we can whistle. But if I walk over to the edge, it's not far enough to get her to walk towards me. And if I go to the other side, I have a feeling that she's just going to block up the hatch a little bit more. We're going to try it. Oop. Let's see if she lands up here. She might not now. Hey, come back here. Sky Crane, come here. There you go. No, not you. I want you to land. I want Sky Crane to come up to the top. Oh, I did not want to get knocked off the edge by them. Yeah, as you can see, we definitely have some more work to do with the hanger. This is not the, oh yeah, fantastic. That's great. Just hang right up at the top there so I can't, yeah, keep pushing me off. Thank you guys so much. Let's come out here, guys. Let's come out here. Let's set you down and set you down. There we go. Now we'll have him, I'll just whistle and have him land. And then I can take Terry Hatcher back up there on our own. Yep. Come on. There you go. Land. Perfect. Oh, not the best. Let's try not to break our legs too much. And you can see, again, like I said, there's some flaws with the hanger design, but the goal of this is that if random dillos and things walk by, they're not going to have our flying mounts go either passive and get killed, or neutral and attack them and then go flying off and land in the woods. Come on, Sky Crane, don't push me off again. We just talked about this. There you go. Land right there. Let's not fall in this hole. I want you to land over here by Tara Reid. There we go. Okay, so you may be able to guess that the blue one is the one that Sakala takes out most of the time, and the red one is the one that I've been taking out most of the time. And we're going to take her out. Oh, actually, we're going to get some food, and then we're going to take her out. But let's go ahead and get her down. I think Sky Crane will figure this out in a minute, and she'll land over there. If not, she's in an okay position if she can stay up there for as long as she wants. So let's grab some meat out of here. Looks like Nibba may also be taking some meat. Yep, he took all the meat that we were cooking. Thanks, Nibs. Let's go in here and see if we have a little bit left in here. So, okay. We'll take that meat that we had left over in the preserving bin, and he can take what we just cooked up. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go over to this little area, and we've created a mountain, well, not really a mountain, I guess it's more of a foothills base, but this is what we were using to cook up a lot of our ingots. So if you haven't played this much, you might not realize this, but when you get raw metal, every 2 of that cooks up into a single ingot, and that means that cooking up your metal makes it weigh half as much as just taking the raw stuff back and cooking it at home. So this little stone base over here is what we've put up in the meantime. So let's land on the roof. Okay, jump off. And as long as we jump down from the low side here, we shouldn't take any damage. There we go. We've got Stegoland, or Tame Stego. He's level 25. And in here, we've got Rock Smasher, our Ankylosaur, and Hefe, our Raptor. And we've got a preserving bin over here that might even have some more, no meat in it there. But we do have a campfire where we can cook stuff up. And Smithy, a couple of smeltery, or refining forges rather. I think we've taken everything out of here already. Oh, there's a little bit more to cook up, so let's light that one. And the Ankylosaurs are really good at getting metal. And they're also pretty good at carrying stuff. So let's come out here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. They're not the fastest things in the world, but that's alright. They don't need to be. Let's come this way. So before I hit this, let's get 2 rocks that are roughly the same size. So I'm going to hit this one with my pick. Nope. Yeah, ow. That is a scorpion. If I'd have been a little bit more prepared for that, I might have been able to trank that one. I would need to tame a scorpion at some point. But as I was saying, if you break this rock, you're going to see that we get a fair amount of metal. We're going to see how it compares with the dino here in a second. So how much metal do we get? 25 off of that. And then if we get on Rock Smasher here, and we go for a similar sized rock, we can just click this several times. 13 metal, 28 metal, 36 metal. So we definitely get more metal off of a similar sized rock by riding him, and also more stone and flint as well. So this is the way to harvest for sure. And it helps us carry more than we can carry on our own. And he can also harvest obsidian. If we see like that rock in the distance there, we want some obsidian, we can get that. And we are going to do that at some point because we're going to work on our advanced tech here in a little while. We need to make fabricators and all that sort of stuff. But Sakala and Nibba and I have been talking about that, and we're trying to set up a little bit more of a permanent base for where we want to do that sort of thing. The other option too is in one more level, and actually it's more like a quarter of a level if you look at my XP bar and that arrow at the bottom right, I'll hit 45 and I'll be able to make the platforms for Platformosaurus back at our base. And that will really help because we could potentially put a fabricator and some smelteries and smithies and things right on that and use them. And we don't have to worry too much at all about where we put our base because we can just move Platformosaurus over there. Now, a couple of things we've been talking about. If you guys have seen any of the ARC videos for you know, people's best base recommendations, that sort of thing, you see some of those sometimes from the PvP folks in particular. There are some good ones out there, and I'm going to talk because we've got a little bit of a walk ahead of us. Maybe we can even drop some things we don't need. I don't need those 10 stone. Yeah, I don't need... Actually, I really don't need any of this stone in here. So we'll drop that, see if we can move a little faster. Yeah, there we go. So there are some good locations. There's a swamp area, which I did with one base early on in ARC, and it was, I don't know, 10 or 12 patches ago. It's pretty cool looking, and it has some nice advantages. It actually has the actual swamp biome now, so you can get the giant frogs and that sort of thing. The other areas we've been looking at, though, are some higher areas. So there's a couple of plateaus that are really hard to get to, unless you have a flying creature, basically. And that's a really cool idea. The only downside of that is we couldn't use Platformosaurus or anything like that and bring him up there, just because there's no land access for that at all. So that's a downside if you wanted to use the mobile platforms until you get the Quetzalcoatlus. So those are really cool flying mobile bases that you can build up platforms for, but you have to be 85 to make those platforms, so that's going to be a little while, even though we've been doing pretty well in between episodes here. For cementing paste, we need chitin and stone, so we can leave that there. We could also make some cementing paste while we're here. I do think we have some stone, and I think I can just run back out there and pick up the stuff I dropped. It's not that far. Where'd I drop it? Right over here. So let's see about grabbing some of that stone. And I can actually carry 200 now, so that's pretty good. But I am going through food up here with it being colder. So that's one of the drawbacks. If you're in a cold area, you go through food quicker. If you're in a hot area, you go through water quicker. And food is definitely easier to get when you have some hunters with you. Hunting dinos, I mean. So I prefer being in a cold area. Let's queue up some cementing paste. Not much there, but that's alright. It's enough to get us started. I'll put these ingots. We actually have a fair amount of metal over here as well. Let's take half of that and put it on... I wonder if we can even fly back with that much. We'll have to check. We're going to leave this metal cooking over here. 55 spark powder is not a big deal. If we look in this last chest, we've got 304 more in there. We do have some RG claws from killing those guys earlier. But I just want to give you a little tour of what we've done so far. So that's going to do it. And I'm going to hit T and whistle Redwing down here. Come on, buddy. Figure it out. Come on. There you go. Yeah, let's pick up 2 stones and then get on him. And poop some. Okay, so let's go back. Doesn't look like he can really sprint, so he's got a pretty good weight capacity. He can barely carry me with that metal on him. Ooh, wow, he can really barely carry me. Let's try to sprint a little bit. And then when we get home and drop this off, there's one more place we want to go. And I think we saw this in a previous episode, but it's out to the snow area. So we're going to do that, and I'll show you what we've got going on over there, because we have done a couple of things. Those Brontos by our base are kind of a blessing and a curse. It's nice because it gives us time if a T-Rex comes up while it's attacking those. But, like I said, if they get in a fight and start swinging their tail around, it's going to mess up our base in a hurry. So, a little bit of a mixed blessing there. Let's go back over here and drop some stuff off, and I will catch you guys at the snowy area. Alright, so we're on our way to the snowy area, and you can see Sarcos are extremely fast in the water. They can't sprint, but they don't need to, because this is just normal non-sprinting speed. They're way faster than rafts if you're not taking anybody else, and you're not too worried about what you're carrying back. But these cliffs up here, whoops, let's see if we can get up out of the water a little bit. These cliffs were also a thought for a base, potentially. This area down here would be an awesome area for a shark pen or something like that, and these 2 cliffs we could block up and break some of the breakable rocks, and maybe use both of those as kind of hangars for our air creatures. But it's not that much better position than our current base, so it'd be kind of a lot of effort to move over there for no reason. Obviously, being up on the mountain has its benefits too, and so being up here would be another option for us. Being in the snow area itself is actually kind of interesting, but you go through so much food that way because it's always cold, even if you're in fur. You go from freezing to death to just being cold all the time, and you're just going to go through a lot of food. In fact, only having 5 food on me here is probably not going to make this the smartest trip. But hopefully we'll be able to get some more with Gambit here while we're over there. Cook it up when we get to the base, and we'll be alright that way. Actually, does he have any? No, he does not. Oh yeah, I have 9 on me, so that's alright. I also found out that because there's a nice little flat shelf over here, a shallow area, by the snow biome, you can use Gambit to hunt these creatures like the Megalodons actually really, really easily. Of course, he can kill coelacanths all day long, and that's fine. They get a couple of meat off of those. But Megalodons drop prime meat. They drop lots of regular meat. We actually filled up one of the small storage crates by killing 7 sharks as a group that were higher level than us, because I just kind of went out there and ticked them all off and then went back up into the shallows, and they just stayed on the edge right where they couldn't quite get to Gambit. I walk up just enough to start attacking them a little bit. And because we've managed to make his health his top priority, he can take a lot of punishment from a shark and recover fairly quickly. So we did that for a while, hunted up, and that's enough meat that we can tame anything we want. So that's another option for us to do as well, is do some more shark hunting. I'll show you that trick if we see any out there. But hopefully what we can do is get a little bit more pelt, and I'll show you around the snow base, and then we'll talk more about what we're going to do this episode, since we spent about half the time just kind of going over what's happened since last time. Alright, so we can see the snowy area in the distance. You can see the big, I don't remember what those are called, monoliths, beacons, whatever they are. Here's a dolphin. We can probably kill that guy pretty easily. Ichthyosaur. Hey, guy. Ooh, he's fast. Hard to turn as fast as an ichthyosaur. There we go. Man, he is not really good at turning on land. And I'm kind of surprised these guys aren't leaving faster. There we go. Level 11 ichthyosaur. That's going to be quite a bit of raw meat. Ooh, come on. There we go. So they're not really aggressive. They don't do anything if you attack them like that. And it is a quick way to get us some more meat to cook up. Alright, so you can see our little base over here, and we've set up a couple of those spikes. The giant metal spikes are pretty expensive, but they're really nice because they do quite a bit of damage to large creatures like T-Rexes. And there is usually, although of course not right now, usually a T-Rex over here by the waterfall, and another one further up in the inlands. They tend to spawn down here in the snowy areas. But this little hut right here, if you remember from previously, it was just a thatch hut. We've redone that with mostly wood with a thatch roof. It looks pretty good, actually. I really like the way that turned out. And we've got some windows that we can shut up in here. And inside we've got a little bit of crafting materials. We got a mortar and pestle, a smithy, a couple of storage boxes, and 2 beds, so it's much easier for us to respawn. And then let's go ahead and light this campfire. We've got 23 of that in there, and we forgot to get stuff off of Gambit. Hey guy, give me some meat. 19 there. We'll leave 4 on him. He did a good job. He deserves a little snack. And let's light this up. There we go. So that'll cook up for us. And while we're doing that, we're going to look around a little bit. There tend to be quite a few Argies over here from time to time. There's also one of those Megalosaurus, the elks. Let's see if we can get our spyglass out and see that guy. Level 9 male Megalosaurus. That's pretty cool. I'd love to tame one of those. We have the saddles for it. We did have a campfire over here as well. It's a good way to get warmth when you're out here. But you can see with the chitin armor, we're already freezing to death, and we're like 3 feet into this snowy area. This is not the best place for us to be unless we can come over here and shoot something and come back pretty quickly. In fact, let's try that with the Megalosaurus. Let's see if we can get a good hit. There's a couple of mammoths. I'd love to get them as well. Let's see, how much do we have to account for drop there? Did we get him? We did not. How far were we short? Can't really tell. Oh, looks like we hit him that time. And he's going to run away because he's an herbivore. Of course he is. So that's going to be harder to tame. We're probably going to have to come back when we have a way to corner him or have a scorpion or something else that's fast. And there's the T-Rex I was talking about. There's always one over here. Yeah, if he's going to run away from us, there's no way we're going to catch him right now. Now, I'd love to get the mammoths as well, but that, again, is going to be pretty tricky to do. I'd love to lob an arrow way out at the back one and see if we can get one of those. Let's see about this guy up in the front. Maybe we can get one of those. We need some more pelts to make more fur armor. I feel like I might be wasting some trank arrows. Can I see where those have landed? Oh, wow, not far at all. And those mammoths aren't very high level yet. So we can't stay out too long. You can see we're already losing health. Come on. Hit the mammoth. There we go. That hit one. And these guys are actually pretty easy to knock unconscious. The only downside here is I don't really have anything to tame him with. I do have some narcotics on me, but I don't think I have any berries. So we could tame one, that'd be fine. I think what we'll probably do is just try and kill him for his pelt. Actually, let's play around with the one grenade we have. Oh, wait, let's wait till he gets a little closer. Let's get back in the warm area. And we'll keep the bow out in case he turns around and starts to give up on chasing us. We want to make sure he stays just mad enough to keep coming at us. There we go. Come on, guy. I want to come back over here where we're not freezing to death. There we go. And I go straight from freezing to perfectly fine. Oh, freezing and perfectly fine. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly how this is going to work, but I think... Let's see how I do with that. Oh, I don't know. Did I hit him? I think I might have just... I think he might have lost interest in me, and I probably was a little short with the grenade. That definitely hit him with the trank arrow, though. Let's see if he'll walk into these metal barriers for us. He might be silly enough to do that. Kind of curious how much damage they do. And really, if we're going to kill him, I should be switching up to stone arrows anyway and not wasting all my trank. He's just kind of grinding up on those. And this is what I was hoping to do, is be able to get it where there's a little gap here where it looks like he can get through, but he really can't. And we'll just shoot him in the face a few times. It doesn't look like he's taking a whole lot of damage here with the metal spikes, though. Can't really tell. If we sit here and wait, is he going to get more damaged? Doesn't really look like it. We're going to shoot him in the head a few more times, and it's pretty easy to just stop him here. He can't really get to us. And especially if he's not attacking the structures. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, this is going to take a few arrows. There we go. And now he's down. Okay. So good proof of concept. This definitely does stop. What is attacking us still? Oh, what is Gambit doing out there? He's attacking something. Oh, Sabertooth. Oh my. Oh, okay, there we go. I think he's going to eat the Sabertooth, so we're not going to worry too much about that. But yeah, they do sometimes wander over from that jungle area, and that's why we definitely want to have backup here and not just a raft. Okay, so we've got lots more food. Let's go ahead and throw some more in here to cook. Let's take that out, combine it with this stack, put 20 of that in there. And we're doing all right. So I'm going to keep doing this, get some more pelts, and I will be back with you guys when we're ready to go home. So come on, Gambit. Let's come up on shore where I can get to you a little more easily. All right, I'm back, and I've got some more of our meat cooked up. We've got some more pelts. We've got, what is that, 373 pelts. Let's actually do it this way, alphabetized. 131 hide there, 196 fiber, and 149 metal. So I think, if I've done my math, that we should have enough to make a full set of fur armor. So let's take a look at all of these things. And there we go. We should have a full set here. And that's going to make this expedition a lot better in terms of temperature for us, but a lot riskier in terms of armor, because you can see we get 50 armor a pop off of our chitin pieces, and it's only 40 in fur. So it's not as big of a hit as if we were wearing metal. But also, crafting 5 pieces of fur has just gotten us to level 45, and that's a really exciting thing for us now. So I'm going to work on my fortitude a little bit more. That's going to help us withstand the temperatures, but at level 45, we should have just unlocked Parasaur platform saddle. There we go. Sabertooth saddles at some point. Industrial grill. As much meat as we're going to bring in, I think we're going to get that one, but I'm not sure if I want to do that first or the metal armor first. We do have 90 engram points, so let's go ahead and do that, and both those metal pieces. And we are 1 point short of getting the Megalodon saddle, but we don't need him yet. We've got a Sarco, that's pretty good. I think we're going to hang on to our points for the rest of that. So the Industrial Grill, I'm pretty sure we have to make it the Fabricator, and I know with the metal armor we have to do it. The Parasaur platform saddles we can do at the Smithy, so we're going to probably do that in the next episode. I don't think I have enough materials back at home to do that yet. So let's go ahead and drag on all of these items. Oops. Put that in there. That there. That there. Come on there. Come on. Yep. That's it. Okay, so we're not dyed up or anything, but let's take a quick look at ourselves. And don't we look like a woolly Eskimo? That is exciting. I'm really happy about that. Let's see how well this does in terms of protecting us from the cold. So we should normally... Okay, yep, we would have been freezing here a minute ago, but now we're just cold. And if we bring out a torch, does that make any difference? No, not really. If we look at this, you can see that it's 16 degrees out here. And that's not going to make much of a difference. It's the same temperature with the torch. But we can stay out here and just be cold for a lot longer than we can stay out here and be freezing to death. Now, 2 mammoths and a T-Rex is interesting because they actually have a chance of taking him down just like that. Perfect. So let's go over there and see if we can get a T-Rex skull off of him. That would be fantastic. You would think swimming in fur armor would get you closer to hypothermia a lot faster, but thankfully that doesn't happen here. Oh, the Argy's eating him, though. Go away, Argy. Go away. Hey, get off of him. I mean, I guess it is a vulture. That makes sense. Oh, man. There we go. 2 Argies. And if they got anything, they might have eaten it off of him. Prime meat. Yep, just hide and raw meat. And no loot bag here for additional T-Rex skulls. I want to get one of those someday. It's pretty cool skin for hats. But for now, I think what we're going to do... Actually, and I've got all the pelts I need. Let's switch over to our trank arrows and see if we can tame one of these guys. What level are you 2? You are level 12, and you are level 9, and you're both mate boosted. That means they're probably both going to come with us, and I think we're going to save that for a future episode as well, just because I don't want to deal with 2 mammoths when I only have 20 arrows. Just don't think that's going to end up as a good calculation for us. But the important thing is, our fur armor works. We can make expeditions out from here to the snowy areas a lot more easily now. We don't have to do quite as much just dashing over the shore and dragging it back by the house. That means we'll be able to explore a lot further inland. Coming back with some fur armor and some wolves, that's going to make getting more pelts to make Sakala and Nibos some of this fur armor a lot easier as well. Okay, so I think that's going to do it for this episode. Like I said, we've got some things we want to do. We're going to work on the Parasaur platform, but I'm going to have to harvest some more materials when we get back to base before I can build that. So hopefully next time, that's where we'll start the episode. If you guys like this episode, please do hit that like button, and if you really liked it, be sure to subscribe. And as always, I've been Brickwaffle. Thank you for watching. Just kidding, we're back, and it's because I went in here and checked, and we actually do have enough to make that platform saddle right now. So let's go ahead and grab some fiber out of here. I think I need a couple of hundred of that. And we're going to run right outside over to our smithy and throw the fiber in here. Oop, throw the fiber in here. Let's try that again. Go to saddles, and there we go. Parasaur platform. So let's craft that and see how much experience we get. We're right at 10,021 and a little bit 0.9 here. 10,022 looks like Nibos harvesting in the area. So 10,022. And when this thing is crafted, we're going to end up with... Wow, 270 almost for that? That's fantastic experience. Yeah, that's really cool. But that did take quite a bit of our materials. We do still have a lot of metal back here. That's actually really impressive as well that we still have that much left over. Let's put that in there. I said let's put that in there. Yeah, there we go. Still have quite a bit of fur, quite a bit of cementing paste. Yeah, lots of everything in here, really. So we're going to come back and let's put the saddle. We have 2 Brontos standing in our base. I think those are the victims of the T-Rex earlier. One of them standing in our pen. Definitely don't want him to get aggressive and attack anything. We'll have to deal with them a little bit later, and I'm not really sure how to do that effectively. Let's put this Parasaur platform saddle on this one, and we're going to increase his weight. That's all we're going to work on. So take that back for now. Actually, let's leave it on there. No, it's 20 pounds. We're not going to worry about it. But that is now... we can't actually ride him, can we? There we can. We still can ride and drive with the platform. So there we go. We can now build a platform base, and we'll do that in a future episode instead of just building the saddle. We're going to definitely take advantage of that. Some more hatches, some ladders, so that we don't have to do that every time and take damage when we fall off. But really cool. Now we can start putting some forges and fabricators and things up there. Really looking forward to doing that in a future episode. Again, hopefully you guys like this, and I'll see you next time.